Hi guys, welcome to Into the Rabbit Hole with me. Today we're going to be talking about 6th grade math. I have a curriculum that I am going to do a flip through of, kind of, as much as you can do a flip through of an online curriculum. It's going to be on Thinkwell. And before we dive into it, make sure you subscribe because we're also going to be going through our history picks, our science picks, and all these other things throughout the week. So it's Curriculum Share Week over on Instagram. And while I'm doing that, I figured I might as well double dip and come over here and share here on YouTube because a lot of you guys told me over on Instagram that you guys like having it on the bigger screen versus on your phone. And plus you can AirPlay it onto your TV. So yay, I'm all about that. And hopefully this helps you guys out. So I'm going to be talking about Thinkwell. Thinkwell was not one that I found a lot of information online and it was really hard. So I hope that this helps you guys figure it out to be able to make an informed decision. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, so let's walk through Thinkwell, and hopefully this helps some of you guys out because I had the hardest time when it was my turn to research potential curriculums that would work for my son. It was really hard. I came across Thinkwell. I couldn't find anything. There was maybe 2 videos up here on YouTube, but it wasn't done to my standard of liking. I wanted detailed flip throughs. I wanted somebody to walk me through it, all that kind of stuff. And I really just couldn't find anything. So hopefully this helps you guys out. So let's talk about this. So this is each module in here. I view it as at least 1 week's worth of time. So if you scroll all the way down, it is going to be at least roughly 36 weeks. So when you open it up, each one is going to open up. So this is module 8. You'll see module 8. So he did this during 1 day. This was a 2nd day. This was a 3rd, and this is a 4th day. And then this would be the 5th day, except we only school 4 days a week. So we usually take Fridays off of our core work. So we don't do any language arts or math on Fridays. So this would be 5 days, right? So if I were to open up module 9, okay, it's a test day. So this is a little bit different. So that's when you have your test. But let's open up module 10. So you have module 10. This would be 1 day. Then you have your 2 days, and then you have your 3rd day, and then you couldn't count your quiz as like a 4th day. Some modules are longer than others. Some you can probably squeeze in a couple extra lessons from the next module into it. And some modules may be slightly a little bit longer where it takes you maybe a little bit more than a week, you know? But we're going to go back to this one. This is the one I'm most familiar with over here because we were just dividing some decimals. And so this was the lesson that my son had to do today. So I'm going to take you through exactly like what a typical day would look like for Thinkwell. So he would click on the very first link in there. And this is the video. Now, let me show it from the beginning. Hold on a sec. Okay, so this is the very beginning, and I want you guys to notice that it says part 1 of 2. Sometimes there's only 1 video. Sometimes there's 3 videos. All videos are very short. All videos, from what I have seen, we're in 3 months now, are no longer than 3 to 4 minutes a piece. So very short, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play this through so you guys can see what a video lesson would look like. We really like him a lot. He's not stale for us. He's a little bit more energetic. He's more entertaining. He has a little bit of a drier, quirkier sense of humor, and my son seems to like that.
All right, let's talk about dividing by decimals. And again, it's not a big deal as long as you keep track of that point and just move it straight up like a submarine, and everything else is great. Let's take a look at some examples together and see that there's really nothing to all this division business. Here's the first example I want us to take a look at. 19 divided by 1.25. So if we write this out, here's what I see first. I've got the 1.25 right here. And then I've got the 19 point. And remember, I've got infinitely many invisible zeros if I ever care to pull them into service. Now, the problem is this is not a whole number. So we know how to divide by whole numbers. And so the thing to do, and this is true always in life, not just in math class, but the thing to do is once you know how to do one thing and someone sort of ups the ante and makes it a little bit harder, we should take the harder thing and convert it back to the easy thing that we know how to do. In this case, what I want to do first is actually convert this to a question where this number out here is a whole number. Then I know what to do. So how do I make this a whole number? Well, I'd like to take that decimal point and I'd like to slide it 2 spaces to the right. But to keep everything equal, to keep these numbers sort of this quotient actually the same and have the correct quotient, what I need to do is I need to move this decimal to the right. So let me do this for you. It's synchronized decimal movement. And so everyone gets slid over until, in fact, we have a whole number right here, because we know how to divide when this is a whole number. So here we go. Bang, now I'm done. So that's the placement of the decimal point here. And then, of course, I have a whole number. So I move both 2 units to the right, decimal points. So here we go. So this is the only thing new. Luckily, I put those invisible decimal points there, huh? Pretty sneaky guy. That's right. That's me, Ed the Sneak. Now, with the decimal point there, this division question is equivalent to the original one. And that's the one we're going to do because we know how to do that. So let's try that now together. So I'm going to copy that down right here so we can all see it. That's going to be 125 way out here. And then here I have 9 with 2 zeros and then a decimal point. And then if I need to, I have as many invisible zeros as I want.
Okay, so I went ahead and I paused it, and I wanted you guys to see that we're at 2 minutes and 58 seconds, and another 30 seconds and we would have been done with it. You know, the second video is typically a lot shorter than the first one, so maybe the second one's maybe like 2 minutes long or something, you know? Okay, so now we're gonna move on. So after he's seen the video lesson, here, I'm trying to get a little closer. So after he's completed the video lesson, you can go here where it says lesson notes. And you can go ahead and print this all out if you want to. If you would like to keep it in their notebook, something for them to go back and refresh on if you feel like they need it, you know? And then you also have this practice worksheet. You can also print it out. So you have these standard questions and then you have some word problems. And remember when I first scrolled all the way down and I showed you where the answers were located down below, like when we went through and I was like, oh, and here are all the answer keys. That's where you would go to find the answer key for these worksheets. And then you have this interactive practice. Now, the interactive practice is not like some interactive game that you would get like on some of these apps and stuff. It's not like that. It's basically a set of 9 questions. It's always 9 questions that they give you. And then you go ahead and you just click it on the computer. Like you go and click it and it tells you if you got it wrong or right. And if you get it wrong, it prompts you into, like, it shows you the breakdown step by step on how that problem went to show you where you go wrong. And if you still need help, there's like a little AI kind of button thing there that will do it. And they also have office hours. So if your child if they get really stuck in a particular area, you can schedule an office hour with the professor or with some professor over there. Maybe not necessarily the one in the video, but some professor that will help explain and walk you through it. And then everything is graded. And it automatically rolls into like the graded area where they're keeping track of everything. So you don't have to keep track of grades. So when this gets into high school and that matters, you can have an actual record transcript of grades and stuff in there. So anyway, so that is the interactive practice. And then if you feel like they need some more practice, you can go ahead and go to the interactive practice and do that too. So we don't usually do that. I usually go for the interactive practice. And if he got 100% on it, that's good. We move on. If he gets like more than 1 wrong, then we usually do the extra interactive practice. And we also have the extra worksheets in there. I like the extra worksheets to do, and I alternate between these extra practice right here and this, because sometimes when you have a multiple choice question in here, sometimes they learn how to jig the system a little bit, right? So it's like they can kind of do process of elimination for some of them, which reduces them actually working out the problem. This doesn't always have multiple choice questions, though. Sometimes it's an actual type in the answer. So they don't always get to jig the system by trying to do process of elimination to figure out the right answer. Sometimes it's you actually have to type in the right answer for the thing to go through, you know? So sometimes it doesn't have it. But I do like to alternate anyway between the two. So anyway, and that would be that day's lesson. And then the next following day, you would go on and move on to the next one. So this would be his stuff for tomorrow. So I click on that down arrow and you see now you have this whole thing that you're going to be doing for that day. And then it looks like you're going to be doing these review worksheets, which are lengthy. You have part 1, part 2, and then you have a quiz. So multiple opportunities to practice. I feel like it's mastery based, not necessarily spiral based as much anymore. Yes, the concepts in math all build on each other, so to a certain extent it is all spiral based, but I feel like this is more mastery based. So I've heard a lot of different a lot of people say that this was a very rigorous program. I do agree, because they go through the concepts fairly quickly. They do go deep, but then they move on, and then they keep like moving forward, you know? So anyway, that is Thinkwell. And then you can go over here into the grades section, and you'll see that everything in here has already been calculated for you. Every single quiz that they took, every single test that they took, everything. And then it's spitting out a grade for you over here at the top, right over here. And so you don't have to do any kind of calculating. You don't have to do anything. You can just go through. And I can see this being very helpful when it comes to high school, and being able to have like the breakdown on all the things. And then they have it right here. So that is Thinkwell. You can schedule office hours. I feel like there's enough opportunity to practice. I think the videos are engaging. I've really been enjoying it. We are 3 months into this, and I'm so glad. I'm so glad that it ends up working out. I hope it continues to work out, and I have nothing but positive things to say. So when I enrolled for this, I got an automatic like email thing that came in that gave, I think it's 15 or 20% off or something like that, for referrals, if I wanted to refer any friends or something like that to it. So the company did not reach out to me. I didn't reach out to the company, nothing like that. They just gave it to me after doing it. And so if you're interested in it, I will pass it on to you guys down in the description below, that you can click on it. And if you're interested, you can get like 15, I think it's at least 10%. It's something, and everything counts. So that's it, guys. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and hopefully this helped you in your decision-making process this year.